Okay, so let's say you're ready to take your AI projects to the next level, right? We're not just talking text prompts anymore. We're talking about AI that can actually talk back,
Mhm.
AI that can interact in real time.
Exactly. It's a whole different ballgame.
And that's where LiveKit comes in. Think of it as like the bridge between this incredible world of AI and the way we, as humans, naturally communicate.
Yeah, it really makes you realize how much we've come to think of AI as just text on a screen, doesn't it? LiveKit is really pushing those boundaries, bringing real-time audio and video into the mix.
Right. And it's not just some small startup either. Get this. Even OpenAI, the geniuses behind ChatGPT, they're using it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're using LiveKit to, get this, give ChatGPT a voice. Can you imagine ChatGPT actually talking to millions of users?
That's incredible.
Right. I mean, talk about a stamp of approval. If OpenAI trusts them, that says a lot.
Absolutely. Having a company like that, a real leader in the field, choose LiveKit for something so important that speaks volumes about what it's capable of.
Totally. But here's what I find even more amazing.
Mm.
They're making these tools available to anyone.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Imagine you could create a chatbot that you don't just type to, but actually have a back and forth conversation with. They even talk about things like, handling interruptions and turn taking, just like a real conversation.
That's wild. So it's not just about making sounds, it's actually understanding the flow of a conversation.
Exactly. It's about making that interaction feel natural and intuitive.
That's the key, isn't it? If it doesn't feel natural, people won't use it.
Exactly. And that's where the technical side comes in. LiveKit, they're boasting this sub 100 meters latency. Basically, that means the interaction feels instantaneous, which is huge.
Oh, absolutely. That's crucial for creating those seamless, natural-sounding conversations we were just talking about.
Okay, so we've established that LiveKit allows AI to actually talk to people in real time, which is amazing in itself. But they also mention things like robots and live streaming.
Yeah.
Are we talking about building the next C3PO here?
Well, not necessarily robots in the way we traditionally think of them, although I'm sure someone out there is working on that. But think about it. Remote-controlled devices, drones,
Hmm.
even virtual avatars. All of these could benefit from real-time audio and video communication powered by AI.
Okay, yeah. I hadn't even thought about some of those.
And then there's the live streaming aspect, which is super interesting to me. Imagine AI-powered real-time commentary during a live event, or even AI interacting with viewers in the chat.
Whoa, see, now you're blowing my mind. I hadn't even considered that.
Right, the possibilities are huge.
So they talk about this build, deploy, scale, repeat kind of philosophy. But is this really something anyone can use? Or are we talking serious coding skills here? Because, full disclosure, while I dabble, hardcore coding is not exactly my forte.
I hear you. But from what I've seen, LiveKit seems designed for a wide range of users. They offer what they call broad SDK support.
Okay, now hold on. For those of us who aren't fluent in code,
Yeah.
what does SDK support even mean?
Sure. So an SDK, or software development kit, is essentially a toolkit specifically designed for building software in a particular environment. Think of it like this. If you're building a treehouse, you wouldn't start completely from scratch, would you? You'd use pre-built walls, windows, a roof. That's kind of what an SDK provides for software developers.
Ah, okay, so it's like having the essential building blocks ready to go, and you can put them together in different ways depending on what you want to create.
Exactly. And the broad part of broad SDK support means that LiveKit provides those building blocks in several different languages or formats that coders use. So whether you're comfortable with Python, JavaScript, or another language, LiveKit has you covered.
That makes a lot more sense. It's like they created a universal translator for the coding world. So no matter what language you speak, you can still participate in building with LiveKit. That's really cool. But what about the infrastructure needed to support all of this? We're talking about real-time video and audio streaming on a potentially massive scale. That has to require some serious horsepower, right?
Absolutely. And that's where LiveKit's claims about global scale and 99.99% uptime become even more impressive. They've clearly invested heavily in their infrastructure to support this kind of demanding technology. And here's another thing that caught my eye. They emphasize being vendor lock-in free.
Now you've piqued my interest. What exactly does vendor lock-in mean, and why is it important?
So vendor lock-in, it's basically when you get stuck using a particular company's products or services, like you're trapped, and switching to a competitor would be a huge pain or super expensive or both.
Okay, I've definitely felt that pain before. But how does that relate to LiveKit?
Good question. So LiveKit, they're saying, hey, you can self-host our platform for free You're not obligated to use their paid services unless you want to. It's like they're so confident in their product, they're cool with you trying it out on your own terms.
Okay, now that's what I call developer-friendly. It's like they're saying, we believe in what we've built. But let's not forget about security, especially with anything involving AI and real-time communication. That's always a big concern. Did they address that at all?
They did, and it seems like they take it seriously, which is a good sign. They mentioned end-to-end encryption.
End-to-end encryption. Present me what that is again.
Right, so basically it means your data is scrambled up, like really well, so that only the person you're sending it to can unscramble it and understand it.
Okay, so it's like sending a secret message that only the intended recipient can decode.
Exactly. It's like a secure line for your AI to communicate on, no eavesdroppers allowed.
That's reassuring to hear. But what about data privacy in general? You know, we're hearing a lot these days about regulations like GDPR and CCPA. Did they mention anything about being compliant with those?
Yes, they did. They specifically said they meet the requirements of GDPR, CCPA, and AiTellit.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but those are some of the strictest data privacy regulations out there, right?
They are. They're definitely ticking all the right boxes when it comes to protecting user information.
That's great to know. It sounds like they've really thought this through from the technical side to the legal and ethical side. But on their website, they talk about being the backbone of the real-time computing era, which, let's be honest, sounds a bit like marketing hype. So is this really a paradigm shift, or is this just a new tool in an already crowded toolbox?
I don't think it's just hype. While LiveKit itself might not be the backbone, I do think it represents a crucial step in the evolution of real-time computing.
What do you mean?
We're going beyond just crunching numbers and data. We're moving towards creating experiences that feel more natural, more intuitive. For years, we've been interacting with technology through keyboards and screens. Now we're on the verge of communicating with our devices the same way we communicate with each other.
I see what you're saying. It's like instead of typing a command into my smart speaker, I can just have a natural conversation with it.
Exactly. That's the shift, and that's where LiveKit comes in. They're enabling a future where AI is not just a tool, but an actual participant, capable of engaging with us in real time.
That's a really interesting way to put it.
And they're not just stopping at the basics, they're offering a whole bunch of other features as part of their platform.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, they've got noise and echo cancellation, which is essential for clear audio in any real-time communication. And then there are collaborative features like single sign-on for teams, which is huge for organizations. They even have moderation tools, which are crucial for managing large live events.
So it sounds like they're not just thinking about the tech itself, but about the whole ecosystem around it.
Exactly. They're thinking big picture, creating a platform that can work for a lot of different uses. And here's another thing that caught my eye. They offer session recording capabilities built right in.
Wait, so you can record those real-time interactions and go back and listen later. What would you even use that for?
Oh, tons of things. Think about education, for example. Teachers could record online classes and then use those recordings for things like personalized feedback or to create extra learning materials. Or in customer service, imagine being able to analyze those recordings to see what's working and what's not.
That's actually really cool. It's like having a direct line into how people are actually using these AI applications.
And that data can then be used to make them even better.
Exactly. But it's not just about making things better, right? LiveKit could actually democratize access to these advanced AI capabilities.
Absolutely. It used to be that if you wanted to build something like a real-time chatbot, you needed a ton of resources and expertise. But LiveKit is changing that.
So smaller companies, startups, they can get in on the action too.
Exactly. It's leveling the playing field, which is always exciting. More innovation, more creativity, and more people getting to experience the power of this technology.
I love it. So we've covered a lot about LiveKit, what it is, how it works, its potential applications. But for you, what's the most exciting aspect of all of this? What really gets you fired up?
Ooh, that's a good question. Honestly, for me, it's the potential for human connection that this technology unlocks. We're already seeing how AI is impacting our lives, but with real-time communication, that impact becomes so much more powerful.
It's like imagine a world where distance doesn't matter anymore. You could have a face-to-face conversation with an expert on the other side of the globe instantly.
Yes. Or attend a virtual concert with friends who live miles away and still feel like you're right there in the crowd together. It's about breaking down those barriers and creating experiences that we never thought possible.
It really does feel like we're on the edge of something brand new, and LiveKit is giving us the tools to explore it, which is exciting but also a little intimidating.
That's the thing about these big technological advancements, right? They challenge us to rethink everything. It makes you wonder.
The LiveKit makes it so easy to give AI a voice, a face. Are we even going to be able to tell the difference between talking to a human and talking to a machine, I mean? It's a question we've been asking ourselves in science fiction for years, but now it feels real.
It really does, yeah. Makes you think about what human interaction even means. Those lines are starting to get blurry.
Pretty mind-blowing. But hey, that's what we're here for, right? Digging into these big questions.
Yeah.
Pushing those boundaries.
Exactly. And it's not just about the tech itself either. It's about how we use it. LiveKit gives us these incredibly powerful tools, but it's up to us to make sure they're used responsibly, ethically.
Couldn't agree more. So to wrap things up, as we dive deeper into this world of AI, remember, it's not just about the ones and zeros. It's about the experience.
Absolutely.
And LiveKit. Well, it might just be the key to unlocking a whole new level of human-computer interaction.
A future where AI doesn't just understand what we say, but how we say it, and responds in kind.
It's an exciting time to be paying attention, that's for sure. Until next time, everyone, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.